Hi, good evening. My name is Suwen, and for the following few minutes, I will make a presentation about the international business course. And the first part, we will talk about the methods that can foster the innovation in those multinational organizations where the innovation may not be considered as a core value. So I think, in my opinion, innovation should be always considered as a business priority for every startup organizations, and even for those not the startup organizations, they should also consider innovation because they just in order to not fall off behind the time. So firstly, I think they should create a culture of innovation, which is the environment. The management should encourage innovation, and the employee needs to feel encouraged and feel independent enough to have their own ideas and own innovation thinking. And another way that can foster innovation is rewarding the failure, because I think one of the important reasons that the employees do not want to express their own ideas is that they are afraid of failure. So if in the companies that the management can encourage the failure, and there will be have some more innovation ideas in this organization. So tolerating mistakes, expecting failures, and rewarding the lessons that we have already learned from the failures could also foster innovation in an organization. And secondly, in addition to the efforts that the company themselves, I think the government also play a very important role in the fostering the innovation, especially for the multinational organizations and for the international trading. One of the significant area is the tax, such as some importing taxes and some tariffs and some exporting taxes. For example, according to the report from the PwC, certain tax incentives tend to be more effective at a particular stage of an economy development. For example, at the early emergent stage, the tax incentives should focus more on capital expenditure and less on boosting the profits, the domestic trading. So with these tax incentives, the more and more startup companies would be more willing to attractive capitals, and especially for the multinational organizations, and consequently they will bring some more innovation in this kind of multinational organizations. Some other important areas that the government can affect, such as the legal, the antitrust laws, and physical considerations such as exchange rates. And the second question we will talk about is the factors that entrepreneur entering global markets need to consider in order to be competitive. So first one, I think, just like what I mentioned earlier, is the environment thing. So they have to get a company-wide commitment and environment. Just like no matter who you are, just like from the CEO to the very entry-level staffs, everyone should know that our company and our team is an international one, and they will have an international idea to become a whole international team. And the second one is conducting the market research to identify the prime target market and understanding more about the prime target, especially because of the difference of the cultural differences. So this is very important, since for example, some products that very popular in America might not be so popular in China, maybe because of the cultural differences or some other things. And also in some cases that you will find that you have a lot of very strong competitors when you entering the entering the global market, and maybe you will find some monopolies that you cannot beat when you entering the global market. So doing the research is also very important. And finally, we have to hire a good lawyer and a good accountant who is good at the international accounting policy and the international tax policy. This would save us a lot of time and help us to reduce a lot of unnecessary problems. That's all. Thank you.